Seim is a delicious crop that you can grow right in your backyard. This is, if my scheduling is not off, this is going to be the first video of 2023. So happy new year. I hope you like my new basket. New year, new me, new basket. And we're going to be doing a Seim harvest today. Hello everyone, thank you all so much for joining in. This is Dylan from the Trinidad channel, and I'm really happy, so excited that you're here to see me harvest Seim from this monstrosity of a Seim plant. Believe it or not, all of this is just one plant that started over here. It grew in all directions. It's taken over this side of the clothesline, taken over that side, but we're not really complaining too much in the garden. This, depending on the scheduling, this is going to be the first video of 2023. So I'm happy to start off the new year with a little harvest for you all. Seim is one of the most delicious crops that you can get in terms of beans. Good and fry, steam. You can even curry it. You can of course bake it as well. It isn't very common, but it is actually quite good, and even in soups as well. And even if you don't want to eat the pods, which some people find to be a bit velvety and kind of scratching your throat, you can just use the beans in soup and it's really, really good. So let's get straight to it. So we're going to start off in this cluster of Seim over here. I actually didn't believe how much Seim we would end up getting from just this little area. It's such a good producer, Seim. I just really can't believe how much Seim it is. And the thing about it is that if you go into the market, this is not a cheap crop at all. I saw Seim for $15 a pound in a place that generally sells relatively cheap. So I can just imagine how much people are paying in some of the bigger like groceries and markets. Oh no, I snapped that one. Okay, I'll take these two out. Something I really like to do when the Seim is this young is just eat the entire thing just like this. Not even cooking it. It's really good. And something as well is, if you don't like the velvety outside, like I was saying, you just open it up and just get the beans inside, because the beans are just going to taste like any other kind of bean. It's really, really, wow, it's actually so sweet, full of fiber. Wow, really good. And then you could actually put the pods to cook later with everything else. Sure. Yep. You have to actually look inside because it's so much a bush that the Seim is just hiding up inside here. Now something important is, like, you can see this part here, how it's started to turn. That's when the Seim has been left for too long. So it's going to just be a bit more kind of stretchy, a bit more stringy, a bit harder. It's not going to be like inedible, but it's better to pick it when it's closer to, when it looks like this, rather than when it looks like this. There you go. There's so much of flowers on this Seim plant. Oh yeah, there's so much of flowers on the Seim plant, and the bees have been really busy just pollinating all of those flowers. So that's why we have so much of Seim, because in an organic garden you do things to make sure that the bees are really, really happy to be around. Yeah. It'll just be hard to probably get it. And the important thing to remember is that beans are a complete food. You get protein, you get carbs, a little bit of fat. It really is filling. Really good if you want to be self-sustainable. You're going to provide for your family. We're giving this basket to a good friend of the family, so I'm happy to get some nice young ones for them because they really like Seim. I like Seim as well, but I'm not crazy about it. But some people really would die for Seim, so not quite on that level. And we're still on one plant. It's still one Seim tree that's just been going out of control. It grew all over the soil. I wasn't so worried about it growing over the soil, even though it does stop the soil from getting all the sunlight it needs, just simply because it's already done all the production that you generally get from soil. So Okay, we're gonna move over to the other side. All of this is still the same plant, huh? And that's the thing about Seim is, and I'm gonna mention this when I do my Seim growing guide. I'll mention it again because you could never exaggerate how much space is needed with Seim. The more space it has, the more it's going to be producing for you in your garden. Because, like, I'll show you an example of that. Just look over on the side here. Like, just come back over here. The Seim is planted, so the root of the Seim is somewhere in this area. Somewhere in this area over here. And the vine has just been going. It just went up till here and it stopped. And then I put this bamboo, which allowed it to now go and vine, and it's joined up with the lime tree now. So it's just same on every different direction as you could look in the garden. We're going to come down to this cluster over here. I hope you all like my basket. I really like the contrast of the color with the green from the garden. It's just really, really nice for me. I let some of these dry because the plant did so well. I think it'll be good to keep the seeds. So this is what the seeds look like when they're dry. They're still actually edible at this point, but you wouldn't just eat it like just like this. You'd have to cook it, bake it as beans, and you could eat this technically. Yeah, not right now. It's not very good right now at all. And to be honest, like if you have the space, like you soak your peas for probably for 24 hours to 36 hours. You know, it's about a day, even 2 days is fine. Like soak it in just some regular water. Rainwater is obviously the best choice, but whatever you have, and just throw it just all over your yard and hope for the best. And to be honest, that is the reason why we've been having Bodhi in this place here, because we have a Bodhi vine over there, and that Bodhi vine comes back every year because the seeds just fall and they root themselves. These kind of beans, they grow really, really well on their own because, and we'll just watch over here, because the same plant, the same, listen to my joke, the same, you should laugh, at least out of pity. Did you laugh? Good. The same, it just is spreading. It just had the space and it's been using the bush, and that's what I like about the same. That's what I like about the same is that it will compete with weeds because it's such a good competitor, and it's such a good, vibrant, strong plant that in the rainy season when things are hard, they're a bit difficult, I like to use Seim as a way to keep your sense of just happiness in the garden going, because your tomatoes, your peppers, your pumpkin, all those things, you'll get some difficulties when it has a lot of rain around. Doesn't have to be absolutely, but Seim is something that you can just trust that it will continue producing for you, and that makes me really, really happy to come and just see the Seim producing, to see the same producing. At this point here, we're just going to be having to give away Seim because it's just too many. Like, I'm still on the same sorry I'm sorry for this. I'm still on the same plant because it's just such a good producer, and because it is a bean, these legumes, you all who have been watching the video for watching my videos for any period of time, I've mentioned many times that these legumes are known as nitrogen fixers. They have the ability to suck nitrogen out of the environment, out of the atmosphere where we do have nitrogen, and they store it in their roots, which allows the plant to grow. And these kind of beans, nitrogen is the main nutrition, the main nutrient that it needs for it to continue producing. And more nitrogen, more growth, more leaves, more fruit, bigger harvest. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm gonna pause on the picking. Okay, so we're gonna call it there, at least for this little harvest. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you've learned a few things from the video as well. I hope it's gonna encourage you in this new year to really get into your garden and see how much self-sustainable activities you could be doing right in your backyard without much space at all, without spending any big amount of money, very little resources, and you could have your nice harvest to feed yourself. Remember, if you know somebody who would be interested in growing their own healthy food right at home, 100% organic, and to become more self-sustainable, feel free to share this video and to share the channel with them. Remember that you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and on Facebook to see more content coming to the Trading Gardeners Garden. And of course, feel free to tag us on any of those platforms because we're so happy to see you all in your gardens doing your own thing, spending time with your family, and of course with nature. Remember, as always, this has been Dylan from the Trinidad Gardener channel reminding you to get up and get growing. Take care.